Hi everyone, my name is Carl and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since we connected on this channel, so let me take a minute to say Happy New Year to everyone. We are grateful to God for giving us the opportunity to see the new year. So Happy New Year to you, and I pray and hope that all your plans and aspirations for 2025 will come to pass. Now let's dive into today's video. Now in today's video, we are going to be looking at some of Canada's latest immigration pathways, some of which are going to be launched in this year 2025. Now these new streams or immigration pathways are mostly designed to attract skilled workers from around the world. So they also look to, offer fresh opportunities for you out there, those that are seeking to come to Canada. These will be offering some fresh opportunities to make Canada your home. So stick around. As you know, on this channel, I'm going to be giving you the raw facts. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So stick around and we'll dive right in. Welcome back. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also make sure to like this video as it really helps to grow the channel. Also turn on your notifications so you don't miss a video from me. And if you are a returning subscriber, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. Now let's get right into these new immigration pathways. Now there has been much news, as we all know and have all heard, about Canada cutting down on permanent resident applications, essentially just cutting down on immigration, right? However, Canada does admit that immigration is key to the economy. So it is not going to be zero immigration, as some people have said, or as some people think. So they are going to be bringing in people, just in a very, very well done and staggered approach, that the people they bring in actually are able to fill in the labor shortages and meet the government's goals. So let's take a look at these immigration programs or pathways that you can use to move to Canada in 2025. And the first on the list is the Rural Community Immigration Program, also sometimes called the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Expansion. Now, this program actually seeks to attract skilled workers to smaller communities to be able to address the labor shortages in those smaller communities and also promote regional economic development. Now, you'd remember that I made a video and suggested that one of the things that the Canadian government could do with regards to immigration is to be able to do something called regional immigration, where the immigration programs are structured in such a way that the immigrants or the skilled workers that come into Canada are not concentrated in the big cities like Toronto and Vancouver, because that is just the reality, right? Many of the skilled workers that come in gravitate towards these big cities, and this often leaves the smaller cities or the smaller communities underserved when it comes to immigration. So this stream is mainly to address that gap by encouraging skilled workers or immigrants to move to these smaller towns and the rural regions that also need the skilled labor. Okay, now if you ask me, I would say that this is a very, very good opportunity for someone that is looking to move to Canada in 2025. When this is kickstarted, make sure that you're ready to take advantage of that. And in the next few minutes, we'll be looking at some of the ways by which you can get ready for these immigration streams. So that is the first one. Now, the next immigration pathway that you should consider for 2025 is the Enhanced Caregiver Program. Now, this sounds similar to the existing Home and Child Caregiver Program, but this actually comes to replace that program. So the Enhanced Caregiver Program will actually replace the existing Home and Child Caregiver Program. Now, as you know, that has been in place for a while, and this looks like a more advanced version of that. Now, what I mean by that is that one of the exciting features, or one of the things that you'd like about this immigration pathway, is that there is the opportunity for you to obtain permanent residency on arrival in Canada. So people would actually get their PR at the ports of entry. So your PR status is granted immediately at the port of entry. And this, for me, is a very significant improvement over the previous program. Now, another good thing about this program that I really think you should consider is that the enhanced caregiver program, this new version, actually offers some flexibility with regards to the kind of employment that those in this category can have. Now, with the old program, people were tied to more permanent roles. However, with this new program, immigrants under this immigration stream can actually choose between part-time work and temporary work. So there is no restriction like the previous one. So let me say that if you have experience in caregiving, I would say that this is a golden opportunity that you must consider. The Immigration Minister, Mark Miller, actually said that, and I quote, "Caregivers play a critical role in supporting Canadian families, and our programs need to reflect their invaluable contributions. As we work to implement a permanent caregivers program, these two new pilots will not only improve support for caregivers, but also provide families with the quality care they deserve." So this is real, and I think is a golden opportunity, as I have stated. So that's the second one. Now let's look at the third one. The third one is the Francophone Immigration Support Program, also known as the Francophone Community Stream. Now, the Canadian government has said that the number of French-speaking people is actually declining in the Francophone minority communities, also known as the FMCs, outside of Quebec. Now, Quebec is the main region, is the main Francophone speaking region in Canada. However, outside of these regions, the government has expressed some concern that the number of French speaking people is declining in these other minority communities. So this program is actually intended to counter this decline. And by the introduction of this program, the government aims to, one, protect and promote Canada's linguistic duality. As you already know, Canada has two main languages, that is English and French. So they want to preserve that duality, and that is one of the reasons for the introduction of this program. And then the second one is to preserve French itself, okay, to preserve French. And thirdly, or lastly, to ensure the vitality of the FMCs. So this is something that you should consider if you have a good command of the French language. Now, some of the requirements for this particular stream is that applicants should be able to demonstrate strong proficiency in French. So like I said, this would be an excellent option for individuals from French-speaking countries. There are many French-speaking countries in Africa as well. Ivory Coast, Togo. There are many other countries that speak French. So Burkina Faso. So if you are from any of these countries, even outside of Africa, if you are from any French-speaking country, you should consider this as well. So I think this program further highlights Canada's commitment to promoting bilingualism. So if you're from any French-speaking country, or if you have a good command of the French language, as I have said, make sure that you take advantage of this opportunity, because the government has said that through this program, they are going to apply more like a Francophone lens to the immigration process by increasing the involvement of Francophone stakeholders in the selection and admission of French-speaking candidates outside of Quebec to places like New Brunswick, for example. And by this program, the government also, aims to meet the French-speaking and bilingual labor needs in the various sectors of the Canadian economy. So this is a great opportunity for you out there. So that's the third one. And the last one that we're going to talk about here today is the Manitoba West Central Immigration Program. So the Manitoba government has also announced a 3-year West Central Immigration Initiative pilot. So as I just said, this is just for 3 years. So that tells you that you have to try as much as possible to take advantage of this program. Okay, so through this program, the Manitoba government is going to partner with 7 rural municipalities and the Gambler First Nation to support West Central Manitoba employers in addressing labor market and succession planning needs. So like I said, this is just for 3 years, and it is more for rural Manitoba because the Manitoba government is trying to partner with the 7 rural municipalities. So this is to trigger, economic and community growth in these communities. And this is also a great initiative for regional growth, as I have stressed on before. So as the Manitoba government has said, this initiative is to respond to the local needs for skilled workers in rural Manitoba and ensuring that Manitoba continues to be a welcoming province. So Manitoba is also a very beautiful province. If you are interested in moving to Canada, I don't think Manitoba is a bad choice. I think you should consider this program that is being rolled out by the Manitoba government. Now, they have actually listed the immigration partners for this program. There's the municipality of Russell Binscott, the rural municipality of Yellowhead, municipality of Robin, the rural municipality of Ellis Archie, the rural municipality of Riding Mountain West, the Rossburn municipality, the Prairie View municipality, and the Gambler First Nation. I'll be putting a link in the video description so you can read on these programs yourself and get more details. And also, we will on this channel we will be talking more about the criteria and all of that when they are actually rolled out. And lastly, before I go, I need to say here that a survey was actually conducted in Manitoba, and it turned out that 85 employees in the region estimated that 240 to 300 people will be required to meet labor needs within 3 years due to new jobs created, replacements, retirement, and general growth. So trust me, Manitoba is a very good option, and if they are looking to bring in this number of people, I think you should take advantage of this. This could be a great opportunity for you to realize your Canadian dream in 2025. So that was the last one, and let us now quickly take a look at some of the key criteria for all these immigration pathways that we have just talked about. Now, the specific details are yet to come out. We are not sure yet what exactly will be required from all the applicants that are interested in these programs, but there are some general criteria that I think that applicants or immigrants should prepare for. First off would be language proficiency. Okay, English and French are the 2 main languages in Canada. So if you're interested in the French streams, definitely you would be required to demonstrate proficiency in French. And if you're interested in any of the other pathways, I am quite certain that you would be required to demonstrate at least some level of proficiency in English as well. We do know for a fact that the Canadian government has actually said, now this one is actually a fact, that applicants that are interested in the enhanced caregiver program would be required to attain a minimum of level 4. That is, I'm talking about the English language proficiency. You need to attain at least a minimum of level 4 based on the Canadian language benchmark. So we know that is certain, so at least know that some language proficiency tests are going to be required. Secondly, education background is also another thing that would be required. As the government has stated, the minimum education requirement for the enhanced caregiver program is the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma. Okay, so the government has made that clear. Now, for the other streams, we are not quite sure what the requirements are for education, but definitely you would be required to have that minimum level of education, being a high school diploma. And for the other streams, you may be required to maybe have a diploma or a degree as the minimum. Like I said, we are not too sure yet, but for the enhanced caregiver program, it has been stated clearly that you would need a minimum of the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma. Now, when you have these qualifications, the next thing would be to have them evaluated. RCC works with a number of evaluation institutions. However, the most popular one that everybody talks about or knows is WES, World Education Services. So you may need to have your qualifications evaluated. Another one that we can definitely talk about is work experience. If you're applying for the enhanced caregiver program, definitely you will need to demonstrate or show proof of work experience. Whatever experience you have, make sure that you have or you start gathering the documentation to back them so that you are prepared for these streams. So knowing the key criteria also helps you to prepare for these immigration streams. So first of all, make sure that you prepare by having your qualifications assessed to ensure they meet Canadian standards. It's very, very, very important. Also, try to improve your English or French language skills to enhance your test scores when you have to take them, and that would also actually improve your employment opportunities once you're here. So that's also important. And lastly, also gather relevant work experience. Make sure that whatever experience you have or you're gathering from now on, you have the documentation to back that, and also make sure that it is relevant to the immigration stream that you intend applying to, and that would help your application. So there you have it. Canada's new immigration pathways are definitely a game changer for skilled workers, caregivers, and for other professionals. So tell me, which pathway are you most excited about? Let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a chat as well. Now, if you found this video helpful, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on immigration and life in Canada. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.